Hello folks, my name's David Edgar. I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast, and I'm looking even more bedraggled than usual because I've just come in from Rangers' pretty much season-ending 2-0 defeat at home to Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup quarter-final replay tonight on a very wild night in terms of weather at Ibrox. But after we managed to get into the ground through the gusts, we didn't see much from Rangers to warm us up tonight. It was a really poor performance. And unfortunately, once again, Steven Gerrard got his arse handed to him by Derek McInnes. And look, it's been 6 times this season. Rangers have won one, and Aberdeen have knocked us out of both cups. So can't deny it. And I speak as someone who would class himself as a big fan of Steven Gerrard. But the new manager, you expect mistakes, but you need to learn from them, and we didn't see any signs of that tonight. Worst possible start, Glenn Kamara, who hasn't put a foot wrong since signing for us, but tonight, square ball across the 18-yard box, always a risk. Niall McGinn got in the end of it, put it away 1-0, and then you're up against an Aberdeen side who are excellent at sitting in and defending, especially when Rangers are reduced to simply knocking it wide and trying to cross the ball in. It doesn't work against Aberdeen. It never has, and why we were doing it, I do not know. Didn't really come close too often. Ryan Jack had a shot off the post in the first half. That was about it. And in the second half, a couple of long-range efforts, but nothing spectacular. Aberdeen broke away in the second half. Clinical break, made it 2-0, and it was done with half an hour to go, and that was really our last reasonable chance of silverware, and the season is in danger of petering out now. There'll be an angry reaction. There was an angry reaction in the stadium, and I think that's understandable. I think that once everything calms down, people will see that Steven Gerrard has had good things and bad things this season in his managerial career, and that was to be expected. But he goes into next season with a lot to prove, and he will get next season, as he should. We need a bit of stability, and he's shown enough in the European running in certain performances, but he has to look at guys who continually let him down in matches like this. We have a lot of players who, for whatever reason, shit the bed when they're presented with this challenge, and all Aberdeen have had to be all season against us is organised, and Rangers have failed very badly to break them down. But this is again where you can't separate. The manager will say, well, player X didn't do this, or the quality wasn't there. You keep doing the same thing, then why do you expect a different result? Rangers played the same way they always play against Aberdeen, and Aberdeen played the same way they always play against Rangers, and so far this season the evidence is if that happens, that it'll be Aberdeen who come out on top. Can't excuse another performance like that. There's been far too many of them this season, and I think the manager is going to have to realise that some of the players that he trusts and speaks about trusting aren't good enough. They just can't get the level that we need them to get to. They're not going to be able to do it under pressure. This Rangers team has to play well to win. We were thinking about it tonight in our post-match pod and trying to work out. We thought maybe Hamilton away, maybe St Mirren away. Not many occasions where you see Rangers were really poor and won this season. If we've been poor, we've tended to lose or draw. And our record against Aberdeen, Hibs is not good enough. And these are how you get measured against these sides. The sides that could be up there, Kilmarnock's another one that we could be doing better against. So, unfortunately, that's, as I say, the last best chance of silverware gone. It's about now trying to get together form and confidence. I think the manager reevaluating the guys he can take into next season with him. I think it's obvious that Alfredo Morelos will be leaving in the summer. That money needs to be reinvested. There'll be a few others who are leaving as well, and we've got to improve. It's as simple as that. It was incredibly disheartening night tonight. Because the worst thing was, after 3 minutes when Aberdeen scored, I was sitting with fellow podder Cammy, and we just turned to each other and went, and that was it. It was a strangely quiet first half at Ibrox because the Union Bears were protesting against the club's decision on safe standing, and it was just a flat stadium, a flat performance, and a tame exit, which was incredibly disappointing, and unfortunately can't be classed as a shock because we've seen it far too often. So big questions for the manager, big decisions ahead for the manager. Like I say, he has got a bit more time. Absolutely, he's got a bit more time. I know there'll be people going, "Oh, get rid," but you know, there are Rangers fans out there who have, in my experience, never actually ever had a period where there's a manager been there that they didn't want fired. But Gerrard will get at least another season. But now he has to prove that he's learned from the mistakes he's made this season and he can take it forward. And, you know, I'm a big Gerrard fan. If you watch these videos, you'll know that. I want him to succeed at Rangers. But the fact is that there are as many negatives as there are positives from this season, and next season he's got to change that. We still have several games until the end of the year. We've got to keep going. We've got to try and get as close to number one in the league as we can. And we've got to finally put together a run of results, because until we do, the suspicion, quite rightly, is going to be that we can't. And like I say, the manager has got to take a long, hard look, maybe a step back, in fact. And some of the players that he has put his trust in, they've let you down too often, Stevie. They've let us down. And what you'll find in management is that, I'm afraid, especially at a club like Rangers, it's you who'll carry the can. So, gutted and cold and wet. So all in all, not a fun evening. Thanks very much for listening. I'll be back on Saturday after the Kelly match. Until then, you have a good week. Bye.